Now we get towards the complications of the employees. As we talked already, that they have this misconception of actually misled about the contract on the base of salary. What should one expect before reaching to Romania in the sense of work culture, how they can adjust, difficulties that they have to face from a Romanian point of view?
Well, always relocating to a new country, new culture, and why not, it's a new religion here, it's going to be hard. So they have to give it time, and they need to have long-term plans. Before leaving the home country, they need to think, what do I want to do? I want to be there for 1 year, 2 years, make some money, go back home, or I want to be a permanent resident there. I want to gain nationality one day, and they should act according to their long-term plans. Of course, there are misconceptions and misunderstandings generated also by the different legal systems. So there is a legal system in one Asian country, and there is a different legal system in Romania. So I think that they should expect some challenges which they can easily overcome if they try to get informed. And they should give it time. Like when you go to a holiday for more than 2 weeks, you miss your house. How would you feel if you are leaving your house? Actually, you could tell us better. I think you should answer this question.
I prefer not to. Because I lived here long enough that I forgot everything. What hopes and expectations, those really come true here in Romania for the employees? And what are the ones who doesn't?
Like, it depends of the dimension of your hopes and expectation, because if you expect that you will come here and in 2 years you are going to be Elon Musk, then that is a huge expectation which has a very big probability not to happen. So I think that basically if you come here informed about your job, your employer, and if you dimension your expectations accordingly, you can have a long-term life here. But if you expect that you will be rich in 2 years,
that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen, but you can have a long-term plan. Maybe you can have a better life. Why not a better life than in other European countries? Because it is a thing to go somewhere and to have a salary of 2,500 euro per month and to spend 3,000 in order to live there.
Yes.
And it could be better to be in some other place in which you make 500 euro per month, but you can save 300. So,
very commonly asked question from the employees and workers who really want to come to Romania. What is the validity of a work permit?
Work permit is valid 6 months from the moment it was issued. So, 6 months.
Embassy is giving appointment after a year.
If the appointment documents were uploaded in the term of those 6 months, these people will still get the visa. But if you upload it online after 6 months, the visa is going to be rejected.
So the validity is 6 months in the sense of?
The validity is 6 months in the normal sense of using it in an application for a visa. But you go in the Romanian consulate based on an appointment. If the documents are uploaded in time, but your appointment comes 7 months from the moment of uploading, that it's not the fault of the employee.
Yes.
So the work permit is going to keep his validity.
What are the main reasons visas are being rejected?
The main reasons of visa rejection is, on one hand, lack of English language. This could be one of the first reasons, and I think this is a good reason, because if you come to a foreign country and you cannot express yourself, you cannot say that you're hungry, that you're hurt, then it's not good for you to come here. The other main reason of rejection is the fact that during the interview, the candidates, they know nothing about the job, the employer, the location they will live in, the salary. So that makes it a risk of illegal migration. And again, if you come to a foreign country but you don't know anything about your job or your employer, what is going to happen to you? So these are the two main reasons of visa rejection: lack of information and lack of language.
But don't you think that language is not that important?
I think it is important.
If I have skills, for example, I'm a plumber.
Yeah.
I need to know how to do that job. I don't have to
How will I
communicate with many
tell
people.
you? How will I tell you as your employer do that job? If something is wrong with you, like you feel sick.
Yes.
If you go to a hospital, how will you tell them it hurts on the left or on the right? They don't have there are no huge expectation of language, but language should be there because it's important. So I think language is a very important.
Many people ask me this. It also happened to some people that I personally know. Embassy approved the visa. Visa was stamped on the passport, but embassy never informed the person. In that case, visa got expired being passport in the embassy. What that person can do?
They could address the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Also, they could address the consulate directly because it's not their fault. Romanian visa system, it's an online system. You uploaded the documents online, you get your appointment online, and you get the answer online. Basically, the system is sending you an email. Dear sir, your request was processed. Please come and pick up your passport. If you didn't receive that email, of course, you can address the consulate and you can address by email to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs because you have a proof. You have the proof.
Yes, but consulate never listens. They never let them enter. They never let them near the embassy. How they can go and talk to the consulate about it?
They can send emails about it. Even if they address to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Romania, they will address it by email. They make print screens of the appointments, of the emails they received from the visa system, and then they send it all to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the same to the consulate. They send it by email.
Are there chances that those people can be granted a new visa?
If it wasn't their fault, it should be. Like, I don't know any cases like this, but I know cases in which, for example, the consulate printed the visa wrong. And we were asking for DAM, they printed DIS or something else. And we contacted them and they called the foreigner back and they printed a new sticker. So there should be possibilities because it's not coming from the fault of the people, it's coming from a miscommunication or from some error from the visa system.
Systematic error. What are the common reasons that visa holders are being deported from the airport, from Bucharest or from anywhere that they are trying to enter in Romania?
One of the main reasons is that when they come in Romania on purpose of work, their employer or some representative of their employer should pick them up from the airport. Generally, border police is making phone calls and they are asking this company, who are you? I'm the manager. Are you receiving for foreigners today? And if the manager will say, I have no idea, of course, it means there is something wrong and they are not allowed to enter the country. Also, one other reason, and the border police is totally entitled to do this, if they think that the person is not trustworthy or looks funny, or they wouldn't allow the entrance.
There are some cases that I have seen in which people have their visa stamped on their passports, but employers doesn't want them anymore because it took too much time for them to get the visa. The time that they wasted, visa that they have is no valuable.
If the employer doesn't, we are going back to the airport. If the employer will not pick them up from the airport, there is 99.9 chance that they don't enter to Romania. So their visa is not valuable. Again, the employer doesn't want them anymore. The employer should inform them and not to let them come. Because once the visa is issued and the foreigner entered in Romania, the employer has 15 days to draw and sign the work contract. If the work contract is not signed in 15 days and it is the fault of the employer will get fines. But if it's the fault of the employee will get deported. Otherwise, let's say that you arrived here, your employer doesn't want you anymore, he didn't sign the contract because he didn't want it, and he doesn't blame it on the employee, then the employee has 90 days or the validity of his visa, because the visa has a validity in which you are allowed to spend inside Romania 90 days. He can find a new employer who can hopefully submit for him for a new work permit.
What happened to the people who came here in Romania with visa valid for a month or two? Employer let them work without processing for their permis de ședere, for their residence card. What chances do they have after that their visa gets expired?
Well, this is a case that needs to be analyzed, because sometimes it's a problem, sometimes it's not. First, we need to clarify one thing. Temporary residence card. It's the responsibility of the foreigner, not the responsibility of the employer by the law. The residence card should be applied for and renewed by, and the fees paid by the person, the employee. So, if they come here, they have a work contract, they work for that employer, but the employer didn't assist them in time for application of temporary residence card, if they keep on working for that employer, they apply when they apply, it's going to be a fine. But if they come here and somehow their collaboration is finishing before the residence card was issued, then that's it.
So they have to go back to their country?
Yes, they have to go back to their country.
There are no chance for them even to change the employer?
No.
So it is very important that once the people of foreign countries come here in Romania, it's their own responsibility to apply for their residence card.
Yes. Generally, the employers, they offer this for their employees as a benefit, like the same benefit that they offer of accommodation or meals. They are trying to take care of foreigner employees because they understand that they are foreigners, newcomers, it's hard and things like this, but it's not the employer's responsibility.
So employees cannot complain the employer that he did not make our permission residence card?
No. Under any circumstances, they cannot file a complaint against the employer, he didn't apply for our residence cards.
What are the responsibilities of the employer in this whole process? He has to give, of course, work contract.
He needs to provide the employment documents, work contract, some proofs that the contract has been registered in Ministry of Labor and things like this. But all the rest of the documents, they are the responsibility of the employees.
It's a very big misconception in the people who are working from foreign countries that it's the responsibility of the employer to make the residence card for them by the company.
No, it is not the responsibility of the employer. It is the responsibility of the foreigner. Any foreigner who is residing in Romania, doesn't matter their purpose. They are responsible for their residence cards. It's like when you are coming in Romania for studies, the university is not responsible for your card.
Exactly.
You are responsible for your card. The university just gives you the documents.
Sporting documents to provide to get
on your own request, like
yes. So you come, because I remember this as a student. Once you come here, you go to the university and ask them that I need one paper from you for my residence card, and they give you one paper. Rest, that medical fees, accommodation, everything they have to arrange by themselves.
Yes.
So it's the same rule here even for the workers.
It's the same rule here for any foreigner who is residing in Romania.